everybody, Silvus Gaming here. Today I'm going to be talking about a television show. You've all heard of it. It's called Invincible. And spoiler alert, of course, because it's a review of a TV show. And let's get right into it. Okay, so you know what I think about movies and TV shows with swear words in them. So I'm going to save that for the end, because you've heard it all before. That way, once I get to it, if you already know that swear words are bad, you can click off the video. But if you don't, you can listen to me and realize that I am right. And yeah. So let's get into it. So Invincible takes place in the modern day, where there's a character named Mark Grayson. He's an ordinary high school student, and there's one difference though. His dad is a superhero from another planet, and he's a senior in high school, and he gets his superpowers, and then his dad figures out, my son has superpowers now, are you sure? And then there's pretty much a ripoff of the Justice League. It has a ripoff of Batman called The Flash. It has a ripoff of Batman called Darkwing. A ripoff of The Flash called Red Rush. It has a ripoff of Aquaman called, I don't remember his name, but he sort of looks like a character from SpongeBob, like one of the background character fish. There's War Woman, a ripoff of Wonder Woman. She's like Wonder Woman, but she fights in wars more, I guess. Who else is there? Immortal, which is another Superman ripoff. And then there's Omni-Man, which is another Superman ripoff. And we think Omni-Man's a good guy up until the post-credit scene, where he kills all of the Justice League. They call them Guardians of the Globe. I think that's sort of a ripoff of Gun from Sonic, the Global United Nation, whatever. Sort of a ripoff of that thing from Sonic. But anyways, he kills all of them. And then next up, he gets better, and people start investigating him and figuring out that he's the one who did it. And his whole backstory that he gives Mark is that he's from a planet called Viltrumite. That's the name of the planet, Viltrumite. And it sort of sounds like Vegemite, like the thing Australian people eat. But anyways, he says that people from his planet like to help out and they're good people, but little do people know they're actually here to take over. And once he's busted and people know that he's the one who killed the Guardians of the Globe, he tells Mark, this is good news. We are here to take over the world, and we're going to take over the world and be bad guys. I am Omni-Man. Are you sure? And then Mark says, no, I don't want to take over the world, which is kind of dumb, because if you raise Mark to be a good person, and then you suddenly ask him to take over the world, what makes you think that he would say yes? And then they get into a big fight. Mark almost dies, but then Omni-Man just gives up at the last second for no reason. And I mean, at the last second, he just flies up into the outer space. And then next up, there's some big war. You know, the rest of the entire thing is pretty much just filler, from what I understand. And there's some guy named Thrag who looks like Freddie Mercury, but he can fly. And they get in a big fight, and they sort of just want to stop. Suddenly, Omni-Man just wants to stop the Vegemite Empire, the Viltrumite Empire. And yeah, that's pretty much where the series ends for now. And I think it's a really interesting concept. Pretty much it's just, what if there was a zillion evil Supermen? And the animation is very good. It looks like it's drawn like a comic book. And it's just a well done animation, I'd say. And it's just greatly done, I'd say. There's one problem though. And you know what I'm going to say already. Invincible has so many cuss words. It isn't just the bad guys. Even if it was just the bad guys, it would still be bad because you should not put cuss words in movies and in TV shows because I mean, first of all, they're real people saying cuss words. And you can't fake a sound. It's always going to be a real cuss word playing through real speakers, landing in real ears, and being said by real people afterwards. Because they think they want to be like a cool superhero saying cuss words. But, there are so many cuss words. Even the good guys cuss. The real good guys, if they say swear words every 2 milliseconds. But, I mean, just so much. It's completely ridiculous. Superheroes saying swear words? Why? There's no reason. I mean, Captain America. I'm going to play a clip here.
Language.
See, Captain America, you know, he has his shield and he throws it at bad guys. He doesn't cuss because he's the good guy. And Marvel, they unfortunately do it too. Not as much as Invincible. So superheroes. My point is superheroes should not cuss. If you want them to be good guys, you know, as a kid, I always looked up to Iron Man. He didn't cuss very much. He shouldn't have cussed at all. Cuss words drive me bananas. And especially when a good guy cusses in a movie or a TV show, sort of puts forth the idea, wow, good guys say cuss words. No, they don't. Good guys do not need to cuss. Bad guys cuss because if you do evil actions, you'll say evil words. If you say good if you do evil actions, your words also will be evil. If you do bad actions, if you do evil actions, your words will also be evil. If you do good actions, your words will also be good. And if you say bad words, what does that say about you as a person? There's something bad inside of you that's coming out through your mouth and into the world. It needs to be fixed. And, you know, I get that if you want to make a bad guy cuss, you might be tempted to, or you want to make a character flaw, you might be tempted to, but you can do that. There's a zillion ways you can make someone evil or flawed without making them say cuss words. Do not put cuss words in movies. Do not. Alright? I've said it before. I've been telling everybody. And yet nobody's listening. Nobody listens and realizes what's good for them because they love cuss words. That's the way it is. You know, when I was in school, everybody knew. I was the anti-cussing guy. It was an uphill battle both ways. But I got probably half the school to stop cussing when I was in high school. And one time, there were some people who just surrounded my lunch table that I was at and just started just saying cuss words at me. I had to just ignore them, plug my ears because they're just surrounding me saying cuss words. But, you know, there's no such thing as a fake cuss word. If you have a movie character say a cuss word, at the end of the day, the sound that comes through these speakers is a cuss word. If you write a book, that text on there is a cuss word. Even if you have a robot say the cuss word instead of a person, like a stunt double, it's still a cuss word. And people are going to hear that, people are going to see that, and even if you just say a cuss word by yourself alone, nobody around to hear you, people, that's going to sort of, it builds behavior on itself. So it's not a good thing to do ever. You should never ever say cuss words. And yet it's gotten to the point where people use cuss words as filler words, and people put cuss words in movies, TV shows, even TV shows about superheroes who are supposed to be good guys. It's completely bananas. I mean, what kind of a world do we live in? Where, superheroes, people say, we gotta make them realistic. Bro, a superhero can lift a skyscraper with one hand and can fly around at the speed of light and is bulletproof. What has to be realistic about that? They don't have to have such character flaws as saying cuss words. You can make the good guys good, plain and simple, the bad guys bad, plain and simple, without cuss words. And I think it's just a shameful, shameful thing to put in movies and TV shows, because it just makes the world a worse place, and I am sick of it. But other than that, it's a good TV show. Steelfist Gaming, signing out. I'm a puppet, I don't know why I'm a puppet, but I am. Hi, I'm Steelfist Gaming Puppet, and I really agree with what Steelfist Gaming said. You know, cuss words, they make you weaker every time you say one.